welcome. For all are welcome. That is not the song I thought I was going to come to. Sorry for the hiatus. In the words of my boys over at Ninja Gaming, taking about 3 weeks, 2 weeks. We haven't had an episode. It's your boy Josuewithajay, aka Captain MoreGunz, aka MoreGunz, aka whatever else they might call me. Uh, just trying to touch base, come back, let you guys know we aren't done, we aren't gone, but we're keeping this one short and sweet. Had a bunch of job changes, a wedding I was a part of. Hadn't really been able to come back after the whole E3 thing. Um, Rolling right into it. Some new stuff about Cyberpunk 2077. One second, music a little too loud there. Apparently, we're getting 3 stories. Shout out to my boy Anthony, Chief Cerro there, showing this one to us. Apparently, you're gonna be able to pick between a nomad, a corpo, or a street kid. The CD Projekt Red's calling it life paths. So I don't know if it's gonna be kind of like Until Dawn, where you can pick, and then if you make a choice, you can switch it around, whatever. All they're saying is that they're gonna have different starting locations and different story backgrounds that are strongly connected to the origin story. Uh, Curious how my boy Keanu's gonna fall in that way. Yeah, it's this. I mean, for those of you who don't know, obviously Cyberpunk 2077. We reviewed it here in a couple podcasts ago, or at least a podcast ago, and what's it called? It's just a dystopian, kind of like Blade Runner for you older people. For my older people here that know about that or know about that kind of theme that they're going with is what they're doing. Excited to see what they do. I know my boy Chief is huge fan of Witcher. And speaking of The Witcher, we finally got some images for the Netflix series of Geralt of Rivia, Mr. Henry, playing him as his character. It looks like they dropped, like I said, an image of him in armor with the beautiful hair, the voluptuous hair that he has, and one sword. Personally, I haven't played the game, but from everyone else that's had their opinions and their comments, apparently the man can't have one sword. He's got to have multiple. His face doesn't look as war-ridden and as war-torn as it does in the game. Give it some time. This is the beginning. These are the small stories that are going to be basically before the books. We'll see what they go with that. I don't know whether to take it as good news or bad news, but Call of Duty apparently is already talking about their battle royale being 100-player deathmatch. I guess a deathmatch of some sort with holding up to 200 players. I think it's saying. Somebody said they've already tested with 152. I'm not a fan of battle royale. I lost. I don't care if it's 3 times bigger than Fortnite. If they add a revive system, it's not my niche. But at the same time, I don't knock it. Not a huge fan of it. Like I said, I'm huge fan of Apex, just because of the style that it plays. But as far as battle, I mean, if I could do the same gameplay, but in like I mean, like I said, if you guys know me, you know I am a COD player. It's just not battle royale. So if it's a 1v1 or team based or any kind of shooter like that, especially one that's as fast as Apex, I'm with it. But all this reviving and this one's even saying they might have a cash system, kind of like in Zombies, supply drops, which can go back so far as PUBG is the first thing that comes to my head. I don't care. I don't know why they. All I know is all I'm worried about is that campaign and that multiplayer and what they're gonna do competitively. Battle Royale. That's just for the birds. Let companies make full games of that shit. Call of Duty just needs to come back to its fucking roots, and that's it. I mean, needs to, my opinion, should. Then again, they they do what they want. Hell, half of these fucking game developers don't even listen to the community anyway. Then lastly, Apex Legends Season 2 just dropped. Ladies and gentlemen, we're checking that out here later. Just like I said, keeping the podcast short and quick because I'm actually trying to get on that myself. Just if for those who don't know, the Battle Charge Season 2, whatever it is they're calling it, we're getting a new character named Watson. Again, been talked about in the other podcast, covering more in depth what her EMP does, what her little force, her fencing or whatever it is. What's it called? We're getting a rank system, which will be just like your basic ranks: bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, and up to Apex Predator. Super excited about that, just because the elite playlist that they gave us, all it did was, in my opinion, it just created this camping, era where all the people want to do is make it the top 5 and then they might fight. So it definitely, yeah, not a. I didn't like anything about it. Didn't maybe played it a few times and then got out of that. So we got a new gun, new character. We got some new changes to the map. Excited about seeing those here in a bit when I jump online. I'll probably be streaming there. My personal channel, the Captain MoreGunz channel. Same thing on Twitch, and probably running it on Mixer, which should be the same thing as well. We'll be doing that. Like I said, a lot of those changes to the map, the dragons as we call them, but they're Levithians. There's some changes with those guys that have been going on. For those who haven't been playing, those guys will come by. You can shoot them, and they'll drop like a care package, which is kind of funny because it's actually a death box, and I believe it's a friend of yours in your list. I had a friend's box drop from a dragon who doesn't even really play Apex, and it had, I don't know, whatever loot, how they generated it, I don't know, I haven't looked too much into it. But yeah, so the changes in the map, the new character, the new light machine gun, obviously a whole new battle pass, all that's coming to Season 2, and like I said, man, I'll be on the other channel here streaming that shortly or before this. Not sure when I'm putting this episode out, but it's episode 5. Appreciate you guys if you're listening, and I'm out.